okay, I think the other side of the argument would oblige me to add that NAFTA has increased economic activity and created a lot of jobs in general, but maybe not in the sector that was focused in this community as much. Is that fair to say?
I don't know if it's fair to say, but I know that we felt the wrath of it. I mean, we lost a lot of good jobs, and a lot of important jobs. And when you lose, as we had a Ford plant here in just outside of London, and when you lose those jobs, you lose a lot of the feeder jobs that go in, and they were good jobs as well. And we're still wondering what's going to replace them. And so, I think we can't, we can't build an economy without a good manufacturing base. And somehow you have to have trade that's fair, that works for everyone.
I want to pick up on that last comment with our other guests. Thanks, Jim, for contributing to this. Appreciate it very much. I want to pick up on that last line, and Hannah, I'll go to you first. You can't have a strong economy without a strong manufacturing base, is what Jim Wilkes just said. Is that true?
I think that's how London was really formed. I mean, we had the banks, we had insurance companies, and we had manufacturing, and that was our strong base. So reinventing it, coming up with how is it going to look now, it's really hard to imagine it without that strong manufacturing base. But those jobs are hard to find, and people are being promised that they're coming back, and I don't see how we could possibly bring them back.
I mean, Josh, that is a fact, right? $36 an hour jobs are not, with the great benefits and the great pensions, those jobs aren't coming back, right? So well, do you presumably have to find something else to replace them?
Like I said earlier in the program, the diversification of our economy is important, but the manufacturing sector is still an important part of most major municipalities' industrial development land strategy. And in London, we do have a plan to invest in service industrial land to try to bring manufacturing and other types of jobs here in that sector, because you have to have that. They are still happening. Even in London, as we were losing some jobs, we're gaining in other areas like the agri-food business, with Dr. Ucker coming to London in a very significant way, and with plans to expand.
Just for those who don't know what that is, explain.
They make frozen pizzas for pretty much everybody.
Are they good?
Yeah, they're pretty good, actually. Yeah,
pretty good. Okay.
And being a politician with 2 jobs, I don't have a lot of time, so frozen pizza is an important part of my diet, right? But we do have successes, and manufacturing, particularly in the food manufacturing sector, of which we have a phenomenal agricultural base in southwestern Ontario, some of the best farmland in the world. Having that manufacturing here is a way to have manufacturing as part of our economy in the same sort of ways.
Let me pick up on that agri-food angle that you just put on the table here, because we want to, you guys in this room all know this story, but just in case people in the rest of the province don't, this turned into a real thing. Shall we bring this up, please, Sheldon? I'm going to read this graphic here. This is from Brian Fernandez's Facebook page. Since Heinz decided to pull the plug on its Canadian plant in Leamington, just down the road, 740 jobs were lost. Heinz decided to make its ketchup solely in the USA. Then, French's, known for its mustard, stepped in and decided to make ketchup. They also decided to use those same Leamington tomatoes from Canadian farmers. The result? A ketchup free of preservatives, free of artificial flavors, also free of high fructose corn syrup. We bought a bottle, absolutely love it. Bye Heinz. That post was shared with more than 130,000 people. Okay, Sue, why did that connect with so many people?
I think that there's a real sense of helplessness, and that's one of the themes going on here tonight. And being able to be in a position to make a decision that you feel will directly impact jobs and job security, and support an industry that you know is helping you here locally really resonated with people. And I think it's important that we start pushing corporations to be more socially responsible corporate citizens, because a lot of the decisions made, I think Glenn raised this earlier, that people are saying, where's the money? Industry doesn't seem to be suffering that much, so there is money available, but it's not trickling down anymore. So now we have companies going, we can make do with contract workers, interns that we don't even have to pay. We need to start demanding better. And so what you see is people empowering themselves through social media, demanding better, and saying, Heinz, you know what, if you want to leave, bye-bye, I'm buying French's.
And French's, Glenn, apparently went from 0% of the market to 18% of market share, just on this basis here. What did that tell you?
Well, it tells me, just as Sue said, that we do believe the capacity is here doing it, but this is the kind of future we have to discover. How can we create that? The thing I wanted to say, though, is I know you're getting into poverty in a little bit with another group, but at the food bank, we had a person from one of these large companies that left, and the fellow that organized the food drives for the food bank is now, I saw him one day at the food bank, and he saw me walk in, and he was hiding behind a pillar. He didn't want to see me. And I'd known him for years. Solid union guy, really, it was really solid individual. And while we talk about jobs as though that they're these tactile things that we can get and maybe move them around like a chessboard and get our game back, it's the losing of the people that's the hard part. Many of them, I was out on the line with Electromotive with Jim and a lot of others for a long, long time when they left. And a lot of those families are now split up with the husband or the wife working in some other part of the country. We've lost people that taught our kids baseball or hockey. We've lost great neighbors. We've lost people that volunteer at charities, great parents, whatever it is. A community can't get by without those kind of people. Jobs are what are supposed to get us those kinds of people. And I think that there's a feeling out there amongst people that look at employment that it is all about the jobs. And it isn't. And if these companies and others would look at it, the quality kind of people that we've had in the city, which has been fantastic, people like Jim, then I think that we would be a lot better off. And we've got to start putting the emphasis again on the human and not just about jobs. And I think this whole Heinz thing is just a reminder, we're quite capable. We can do this stuff. We're innovative. We're just like everybody else. But somebody bet on us because we can come through.